Hello, hello, and welcome back to Transform for such an exciting episode. I am looking at I don't even have words to describe our love for you, Grace, but you are truly anything and everything that we would have ever dreamed up into a form trainer. But I have to also add that it's anything and everything I would have also dreamed up for a friend in my life. The way you show up, the way you light up a room, the magic that you carry by just being you. You have such an effortless way of making people feel seen, loved, supported. Oh my gosh, I always feel like I get to be my best self, no matter if we're voice noting, texting, now being in person. You can just feel it in the air. This is such an exciting episode. We are so excited to dive so deep into your life, into how you got here, into all the magic that makes you you. And we're just so insanely grateful to be able to get to call you one of our best friends, someone on our team, someone that we get to do life with, hopefully forever and always. These things are like such marriages for us. Sam and I are obviously married, for everyone.
Of course.
Everyone knows that. But when we say yes to getting to work with someone, we take it so seriously because the people you work with, you end up spending the most time with. And especially when you're building something so close to your hearts. And it's such a gift to be able to do it with you. So thank you for being you. We cannot wait to dive in today. I know I just want to hug you to touch you. I feel like I need to sit on your lap for this.
Literally, I'm like, wait, I need to hold your hand.
I know, you're
Pinky,
too far.
guys.
My little T-Rex arms. You're
pretty much all holding hands at all times.
Yeah.
Literally, physical touch, love language.
Truly.
Yeah.
But we really are so grateful, Grace, to have you here. And if anyone has obviously felt Grace through the screen, you can feel your energy. And I want to dive into so much of how you have become who you are, which I feel like Sam and I were talking. I think you have been blessed with such a gift that you are meant to just radiate this light. You just show up and you can just feel like a light bulb churns on. But there's just this energy and this presence about you that is so unique. It's very, very, very unique. And I feel like it's such a superpower of yours. And the fact that now our community gets access to it, it is a dream. It's so special. And we are just your biggest cheerleaders and so excited to dive into your story, your journey, and how Grace is who she is, because you're really special. You're really special. So Grace, welcome to the show.
Welcome to Form the Transform.
Hi, I'm wait, this is being videotaped. I'm literally about to cry. You two are just...
We cry here all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, do I get to love on you now? I'm obsessed with you two. Obsessed. And to be here with you is such a surreal, just unbelievable feeling, because when you're talking about radiating, that is what you two do. Literally from the moment that you wake up and getting to be in your physical presence, it is incredible how you literally 20x it when you're with you physically. It's insane. Yep. It's insane. You both are amazing, and what you've built is incredible. And I just feel blessed to be part of it. I really do. So
thank goodness you're a part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't going to take no as an answer. I was about to be knocking on your door saying, no, it's happening. But I do think for everyone listening, this has been such a real manifestation for all of us. And we have followed Grace for quite some time. And for Sam and I, it was always this is one to watch. And there's no way we're going to let her slip through our fingers, because what we could feel through the screen is exactly what you said, 20x in person. And it was something that we knew we needed, but we also all three trusted the timing so much.
Yeah.
And I know in this episode, we're absolutely going to get into how you were once a Salesforce girly, climbing the corporate ladder, crushing it in a sales role, literally selling technology.
Crazy.
And now you get to do what you love and have your dream job day in and day out and give the gift that is Grace. But I think let's start even further back of who you are in this world, because I think you've been this way for a really long time. Like even anecdotally, when you speak to being on a sports team, when you were in high school, you were kind of always this energizer, this ray of light that was beaming through all that she did. Take us back, introduce us to Grace as a kid, your big family, how you really found the heart and soul.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you both so much. I'm so excited to dive in and really get into from the start, because I think so much of who I am and my mindset in life truly does come from my family. And I am one of 6 kids. We're all born in 8 years. Like literally my mom and dad are king and queen. Like I don't know how they did it, but every day in, day out, they raised us with the biggest smile on their face, literally always focused on the power of positive thinking. And one of my mom's saying was always, you choose to be happy. And those are 3 things that I've really taken with me throughout my entire life. And there have been different, milestones and parts of my life when I had to really hone in and focus on those things. But I think that I truly wake up every single day and I choose to be happy, because it is a choice, and it's easy to not make that choice. But every single day I choose that day in and day out. And I think that really started from when I was a little girl. So I love that.
One of 6. Tell us what that is like. Like I am one of 2 and that was a lot. So what was one of 6 like, and how has that kind of created a certain role that you play in this universe? Yeah.
I mean, you're literally on like a giant team from the day you are born. Yeah. And so for me, one of the reasons why I love coming and being a part of Form is like I get that team mentality back in my day to day. And that's something that I have cherished because I was born into it. Yeah. And I am also the first girl, which also comes with its superpowers, and it also comes with its challenges. But being the first girl was also really unique because I had 3 older brothers who kind of paved the way for me in a lot of ways, but also made me really tough. Also, I think it humbled me a lot. Like, I think I really learned how to stay grounded, having those older brothers. And it also taught me how to use my voice. Because I think being a middle child, a lot of times you can be super go with the flow, super easy. And that was my personality basically my entire life up until I met a really challenging roadblock, which is right after I graduated college. And then that's when I found my voice. I found who I was. I learned how to speak up. And I think being a middle child, that's something you have to learn. Yeah. At least for me. But it was the best. My parents called it controlled chaos. They were like, it was controlled chaos. Everyone was safe and under control, but it was like dance parties till we fell asleep. They'd put us in pajamas and they'd have us dance till we were on the floor and then carry us to bed. Oh my God. It was
I feel like party. I can relate to that. I thrived in this chaos because I'm one of 5. Yeah. JT, my husband's one of 7. Like when we met, we bonded on this 100%. Is how it goes. This is how we flow. We kind of and I have 2 sisters, 2 brothers, but the energy is just you're just grooving with what that day is. Truly. And being okay, this sibling's having this moment. We're just going to vibe and everyone's just going to figure it out. But I want to really tap in. You said this moment, and I know a little bit, but talking to progressing through your years, going to college, having this moment in college, and then after college, meeting yourself, it sounds like in such a way where you had to really face who is Grace, what is next. And I'd love to hear more about what that time was for you.
Definitely. Well, I think that the progression of life is really mapped out for you, right? Until you get to college. So it's okay, we all of your friends, all of your family, 8th grade, then you go to college, or then you go to high school, then you go to college. It's all mapped out. And then you graduate and you're wait, what now? This blueprint is totally open. And as much as sometimes you feel like I can do anything, the world is mine, society puts on so many pressures that are wait, no, you have to do this or you have to do that. And then me being, again, middle child, watched my 3 older brothers go into tech. And I was well, there's my roadmap. There's my roadmap, babes. I'm going to do that. So I went into tech. I moved to Dallas, which was an interesting choice for me, given that my entire family and my entire life was in New York City. But I had a boyfriend at the time, and I kind of, again, didn't want to move there, but acquiescing, going with the flow, being the easy grace that I always was because I was conflict averse. And I was like, all right, I'll just flow with it. I'll move to Dallas. So I moved to Dallas, and that's when I really was so stuck and went through a really, really hard time where I was fighting myself, my true identity, and what I thought society and what family norms and where I come from norms looked like. And I literally would be driving in my Volkswagen Tiguan to Plano every single day. And I'm like, I am terrified of highway driving. I don't want to be in tech. I don't want to live this corporate lifestyle, and I don't want to live here.
Yeah.
But yet I did it every single day, and I would just literally get into my car, close the door, I'd be alone, and then I'd start crying. And then I called my mom, obviously. She was like waiting by the phone every day, being like, when is Grace going to call me? But that just like really allowed me to get super raw with myself. And that's when I said, you know what? You're going to meet yourself. This is when you're going to meet yourself. And I started journaling, and I started meditating, and I started going on long walks by myself. And I learned how to be by myself because I knew that by being by myself, I was going to actually meet myself. And it literally was one day, everything changed for me. It was literally in the span of a week. I quit my job at HP. I got a job at Salesforce. I moved to New York City, and I left the relationship that I was in. And I was like, I am fully changing my life because I cannot live like this. And I'm going to choose to be happy. And that means that I'm going to maybe have to change the direction of my life.
If someone's listening right now and they're like, Grace, you're speaking my language. Like I am in that space. I am in that moment. And I appreciate you so beautifully like laying out how hard that was. What were the practices and tools? You just said journaling, meditation, for someone who's like a little nervous to step in, or that feels intimidating. They don't know where to even begin. What were your best practices, all those little habits that added up that you got to actually make all those decisions and change your life?
Totally. And at the time, this was all new for me too. And it was funny because no one told me to do these things because I don't think wellness was as big. Like this is like 2019, right? Like it wasn't as big and talked about, but I think the first thing that I did, and it's okay to do baby steps to get there, right? Like I understand if like sitting down and doing a full meditation is like, not my jam, not my jam to start. Sam's like, we've been there. We just like baby steps. And I think the first thing I did was going on walking meditations because that's so digestible, right? Like even if that is putting on like a song that you love and just walking and letting yourself flow in it and think and be by yourself. But I think just like going on that walk, and honestly, it's moving your body while also getting in contact with your mind and your true self. But I think the key is to do it by yourself. It's a great first step towards like, let me just sit and be with me. I think the second one is journaling. And I think people put a lot of pressure sometimes on journaling. Like you have to have these prompts and the cute journal and the cute notebook. Literally, I remember the first time I was called to journal. I didn't have a journal. I literally saw some like paper from my work notebook and I pulled it out and I just started free writing whatever gibberish was on my mind and my heart. Then I crumpled it up and I threw it out because I was like, I don't want anyone to ever see this. I don't want anyone to see how I feel in this moment. Now I'm like, look at world, this is how I'm feeling right now. But it's like a way to get there, you know what I mean? Baby steps. So I think that just free writing, putting on a timer for 5-10 minutes and literally vomit on that page. Because what's the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing that can happen is you don't even read it back. You crumple it up and you throw it in the garbage. But the best thing that can happen is you meet yourself.
Totally.
You know?
What did life feel like once you started making decisions for your real self, for your true self, living in alignment? You move to New York, you get the new job, you're like hustling and bustling all over these streets. Like, what did life start to feel like? Because I think we can all relate to that period of time where like, change is upon you. And it's so intimidating, but also so needed.
So needed.
And I know so much the community listening who is in that season right now is craving what that feeling is, kind of like waiting after they make that hard decision. So what did that feel like when you got to New York? The energy of New York alone is exactly where you belong.
Oh my gosh. Literally. Everywhere.
Yeah, it is amazing. I love just witnessing you in New York City. So what did that initially feel like for you?
Well, the first feeling was freedom. It was, oh my gosh, I'm free.
Yeah.
And expansive. And you're like, I'm so free and I am so expansive and there's no ceiling. There is no ceiling for anybody in life. And that's the thing that I just like wish when you're saying whoever is listening to know is like, truly, we are so expansive as human beings, as souls. And it's like, we have the opportunity to be so free. And we let certain things in society, certain people keep us caged in. Totally. And once you just get that taste of freedom, I like am smiling so big and it's making me emotional because it's like, I didn't know you could feel that way. It's like falling in love where you're like, I didn't know I could love somebody that much. When you really meet yourself and you feel so free, you're like, I didn't know that I could love life to this capacity. And I didn't know I could love myself to this capacity. And then like, I have found by feeling free and by making choices for myself, I have made such better choices for everybody in my life as a result. Like I love on my people so hard because I have the capacity to love them so much because there is no part of me that doesn't love the choices that I'm making and the person that I am. But obviously it's a journey to get there. But once you taste it and you feel that freedom, it's like freaking flow state, baby. It's like one thing after the next. And then I'm sitting with you two gorgeous human beings.
Oh my gosh. No, I feel like I'm like pinch me right now just looking at you because it's such an honor to be next to someone who's done the work. And it's rare in life to witness someone you love and like hear them speak it out loud. It's something that I've always really loved about you, Grace.
Thank you.
And I'm just really grateful that you actually know that what you are and what you're capable of doing is not just because you're special, but it's because you chose to make really hard decisions to learn who you are and learn to love you so that you're able to love everyone else so deeply. And it just, it makes me like really, 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 really so proud because you said yes to the hard thing. And the way that you make people feel. I love that quote that it's probably like a Winnie the Pooh quote if we're being real.
I was literally just thinking
it is. It's like people are never going to remember like what you look like or what you were wearing, but they're always going to remember how you made them feel. And if you do anything in this world, Grace, it is you make people feel their best self.
Thank you.
And I know that started from within so deeply. And I want to go deeper into what that practice looks like for you now. Obviously, movement and fitness is such a big part of your life. And
totally.
I definitely want to tap into your fitness journey. But I also know that you've faced a lot of challenges in your family life, in navigating big decisions with your career recently.
Yeah.
What has the practice turned into from, I love like the walking meditations and the journaling. What is a day in the life of your best self right now?
I love that.
To unleash this inner goddess goodness.
I love that. I think that the first thing is like, again, living in flow is like every day is going to be a little bit different. But my best days are when I trust my gut, and my best decisions are when I trust my gut and when I just flow with life. I always say, like in my workouts, I love to live a life that is flexibility and structure. So I love to have like the beginning of my day and the end of my day have structure. And then whatever happens in between is just like goodness, flow with it, let it come and live it. So starting that structure with like a morning routine. And I know people are always like, morning routine. It is life changing.
It is.
It really is. And I mean, it took me a while to get it down because, as my mom says, I fly by the seat of my pants, which is true. She's like, that girl flying by the seat of her pants. I am. But like, yeah, I started to strut. Wait, also another thing when you were talking about the like how you make people feel. Yeah. Whenever I get insecure about like how I look, my sister says to me, no one's going to talk about your thighs at your funeral. Yeah. And I'm like, that's so true. So whenever
I
like,
love that.
do we look so like, good? Fat in this? My sister's like, no one's going to talk about that at your funeral. Brilliant. So I'm like, you're right. They're going to talk about how you make them feel.
Yes.
Anyway, morning routine. So with the morning routine, lemon water is just like my ritual. I think it's just like a grounding. I feel good when I do it. It provides that like stability in my morning. So I start every morning with warm water with lemon, put a little bit of food in my body. Usually for me, that's green apple and cashews. I'm an addict to such thing. It's the best. Anyway, then I also do my supplement game. We love a supplement game.
Yeah, give us the supplements of choice.
Oh my goodness. So I have my seed.
Yeah.
I've been a big seed fan for a while. Same. Please sponsor me. Anyway.
I'm sure they're on their way.
Call me. And then I take vitamin K, vitamin D. I also take a bunch of things for my heart health. I did some lab testing and I have high cholesterol, just so the world knows that. Yeah. But get ahead of that. Preventative health, super important. We know this to be true. And then I take a fiber supplement because girls got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Extra flow.
Extra flow, baby. Extra flow. When I was in my not so happy state, I literally did not use the restroom.
Wow.
For like 16 days.
That's like enough said.
Yeah. Gut health over everything.
Yeah.
Literally, gut health is literally your stomach is your second brain.
Yeah.
So you gotta give it the love it deserves, just like we give our mind the love. You gotta give your gut the love too.
Yeah.
Okay, again, seed.
Like again, seed. You're flowing.
Dump them down.
Free probiotics, symbiotic.
And then a 5-minute journal. Honestly, I think that's the best way to get into journaling.
Yeah.
It's like your gateway. Again, the structure of your day, having that be like something you start your day with and end with. Mm-hmm. If you're not like a free flow writer, having just those like 3 things you're grateful for, 3 things you're looking forward to the day, and then closing it out with like 3 things that were awesome today and like a mantra, it's amazing. It's, I think, the best gateway to journaling.
And on that real quick, I would challenge people to pick something new every day. I don't know about you. When I was in my journal routine, sometimes I'd be like, coffee. Every day was coffee. And I was like, we got
like what you're grateful for?
Yeah. Or I'm like, we got to pick a new one. We got to check in with our soul and ourselves and like find those other things.
I know. I love getting really specific.
Yeah.
That's
like
good.
Crazy specific.
That's like sensationally letting your body know, like on a level of.
Yeah. Like really go there.
Yeah.
And be honest.
Be so honest.
Like every single morning in the beginning, I was like, I am grateful for my friends and my family. It's
right.
Like, of course.
Yeah.
What else? Like, let's get deeper.
Yeah. I think that's what's journaling. I'm so passionate about journaling as well, because I do think it allows you to meet yourself on such a deep level. Mm-hmm. And I think with journaling, it is the moment where you have to actually let what's going on inside be on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And the fact that that's even scary, which you're the only eyes that will see it. Mm-hmm. It's such a real moment of that's when it's so needed. If you're scared to write on that piece of paper that no one else will see.
That is so true.
The freedom you get from literally just letting no judgment, whatever needs to come out, be on that piece of paper. You can throw it away after. It is how I met myself as well, and felt like, oh, there's a voice in here that I'm trying to push down and ignore. Mm-hmm. And it just needs to be heard, hold space for. So for journaling, like if you feel a little scared to journal, I think the 5-minute journal is so powerful, but also that free writing, just getting it out of your heart, out of your mind, out of your body. It's like really liberating.
It's huge. Yeah. And the other thing, and I remember doing this exercise again when I was going through a really hard time, and anytime I'm feeling a little anxious and do that journaling. And like you said, sometimes you're like, wait, I'm scared to write this down. And you're like, whoa, that's because something's going on.
Yeah, something big.
But one thing I would do is like, if you do feel called to reread it, and circle the things that are a fact, like circle the things that are true. And then you'll find that a lot of the things that you're anxious about, that you're scared about, are projections and things that you have completely made up in your head. They're not a fact. They don't live in reality. And I think there's something so liberating about that.
So good.
Mm.
Okay, I want to make sure we finish your
Yeah.
routine because
Like,
I know everyone's like hanging on the edge of their seat. Okay, so you do your beautiful journaling.
I do my beautiful journaling, and then it is time to move. It is time to move. I am such a believer in like getting that movement done. Of course, when it feels right for you, and it's going to be different person to person. But for me, like I want to get it done in the morning because I want to know that anything else I do in the day is additive. But that is like my time. And it just like brings me to a higher vibration. Like anytime I'm moving with music, like that's what brings my vibration up. And so I know I need to do that in the beginning of my day to be my best self for the rest of the day. And then from there, it's like the chaos of the day, and I love the energy and the buzz.
Yeah.
But usually I see anywhere from like 2 to 4 private clients. Some days I'm teaching live classes.
Yeah.
Some days I'm on Zooms. Like it really just changes. But that morning routine never does change. That is just the anchor of my day.
Yeah. As someone who's pouring so much into everyone else's cup as what you do for work, on any given day where you're not doing your morning routine, what does that look like for the rest of your day?
I think that I have a very high energy, as we are aware of.
Yeah.
And I think if I don't give myself the love, the high good vibes energy turns into like, this is very high, borderline frantic energy. Like girl is like running onto the subway, like 5 minutes late, this minute's late. And like, I can definitely teeter on that. Yeah. And that's when I'm like, wait, you don't want to be late. Your anxiety wants to be late. But if I don't anchor my day in the morning, it's like I'm on that kind of like, again, fly by the seat of your pants, but the pants are a little bit on fire.
The pants are on fire.
The pants are on fire. They're flaming. They're smoking.
What pants is Grace wearing today? They're on fire.
She's wearing her 90s hip hop pants.
No, we love the 90s hip hop pants.
With
movement.
Yes.
So I love that you do it in the morning. I'm the exact same way. Like if I don't get my morning movement in, you feel that.
Totally.
And what's interesting is it's actually very different for me. Like it gives me my energy for the day.
Yeah.
So if I don't do it, I'm actually like too low of energy too.
Yeah.
Like I haven't like filled my cup enough.
Yep.
Within your workout split, like how do you go about choosing what type of movement you want for that day? Is it an intuitive conversation with self? Is it something that you're pre-planning with classes? Grace took us to the most insane dance class here in New York City this morning. And I mean,
so
basically
fun.
I felt like I went to a wedding at 9 a.m. in the best way.
We were at the club.
I want to go back every
We were basically twerking.
Dancing our booties off.
Yeah, it was forward
amazing.
space.
Forward space. I was so impressed by your twerk.
Oh, yeah.
No, Sammy like knows how to get down.
I can get down. I may not drink, but I still know how to get down.
I was like, whoa. I was
I
like,
prefer it at 9 a.m. versus 9 p.m.
Yeah, that was good.
honestly, same. People are like, what bars and clubs should I go to in New York City? I'm like, forward space, 9:30 a.m. with Rachel.
I mean, actually healing.
That's my club. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was really
It was
easy.
so
There was like a deep somatic experience happening.
There was a release of energy.
Yes.
Guys,
Yes.
I wonder if like it's like non-alcoholic drinking game. Every time we say energy, take a shot of kombucha.
Yeah.
Take an espresso shot.
Buzzing. Espresso shot. Okay, so give us your workout split. Like what are you doing to achieve this?
Again, flexibility and structure.
Yeah.
I'm a planner when it comes to my workout because I want to make sure that I get my movement in. And again, pouring love into your own cup, especially when I'm teaching so much. I love to just kind of like zone out and like not take the reins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just be a passenger princess in a class. I love it. So I plan my workouts the week before, usually on Friday or Thursday night. Of the week before, because even on Sunday I want to enjoy.
Totally.
So Thursday, Friday, I'm planning out my week ahead of time. I usually do a dance class twice a week just because I love to like free flow it. And my mom always told me like, how can you integrate the things that you love doing as a kid into your life now? And dance is something I've always just adored. So I do that twice a week. I try to hit a sculpt not taught by me once a week. I'm like once a week. If I can get into, then like amazing. I usually do a run with Will once a week because that's the time that we get to spend together. And movement is something that we really both love and enjoy together. And running is an outlet that we get to do. And then the days I don't do that, I'm usually doing like a form video.
That's our guy. Let's chat Will.
I knew you were gonna go
Will.
there.
You know.
Yeah, you were like, you
made it and I'm fucking taking it.
I'm surprised it took me this long. I bring him up all the time. I'm like,
I mean, come on. Everyone knows I love a nice Jewish boy, and Will Sands is like epitome of the best of the best.
he literally is.
Give us your love story. Give us, because it is a really good one.
It's a saga. It's literally a saga. And again, I always say, like, I need to figure out a way to like shorten the tale of it.
the time.
Sans and I. But we are just so meant to be together. Like that invisible string theory is so real. And we were like puppets with 20 million strings because I kept like running away from the fact that we were supposed to be together. And he's like, hey, like kept popping into my life. And okay, I'm gonna go back. So basically, every relationship you have so freaking happens for a reason. Like, oh my goodness, I cannot even stress that enough. But I was in high school and I was dating this guy, and his sister was dating another guy. His name was Duke. Anyway, so we just really get granular with it, Duke, if you're listening.
Oh, Duke.
And I guess like we like kind of knew each other from being in the same high school, but like we didn't know each other super well. And then the day that I literally had broken up with said high school boyfriend, this was in college, freshman year, I got a message from Duke and he was like, hey, like my friend Will Sands is interested. Like you guys would be perfect together. And I remember being like, hey, my relationship is like 10 minutes out of the oven. I don't even know how to say that properly. But like this is a fresh wound. I don't think I'm interested in men right now.
Yeah.
So, but thank you very much. I appreciate your
And this is
consideration for this
freshman year
role
of
of Sam's
college.
girlfriend. Yes.
Freshman year of
Freshman year of college. And I also was like, he's in Pennsylvania. He's this like lacrosse, Long Island, like kind of had long hair at the time, like looked a little preppy is the nice way to say it. And I was like, so not my type. And my sister was like, kind of sounds exactly like your type. She's like, kind of sounds like exactly what you go for. But I was in my like Texas longest ride era. I was like, I'm going to find a cowboy and like settle down in Austin. I'm just like, me too.
I mean,
oh my God,
my
can you
language, we
imagine?
can turn Will into a cowboy. And
We
get him
can.
to
He actually kind of thinks he's cowboy-y.
perfect.
Like he loves to be like out west. It's his favorite place. And he like loves a cowboy hat,
Cute.
which is great because he's very much a Jewish boy from Long Island. But I guess
can
he
do
can
it
play
all.
the part.
Yes, we are going to play the part. We're going to make it happen.
Oh my God. Anyway, so he keeps reaching out to me like time and time again. And something in my heart was always just like, I would say noticing. Like I was always noticing him. I noticed when he would text me, like I would notice if someone brought his name up. And again, those are like little things the universe sends you. Like, oh, why am I continuing to notice this guy specifically? Interesting. 2 years pass. I'm in New York City. I'm walking on the street and I'm like, oh my God, there he is. I'm like, Will Sands outside the Apple store where love is made. And I was like, Will Sands? And he was like, oh my God, Grace. And that's when we met for the first time in person. This human being, soul and light, shining. Nicest guy I've ever met in my life. Complete golden retriever energy.
Yeah.
I judged a book by its cover.
Yeah.
I fully judged it. I was like, I literally saw a photo of him the first time. I was like, douchebag.
Yeah.
Saw him in person. I was like, oh,
I love
sent from heaven.
Yeah.
Sent from heaven. But I had another boyfriend at the time and I was like, well, too bad. I was like,
Yeah.
I kind of was like, oh, he's really cute. But like,
Yeah.
that was a missed opportunity.
Mm,
Bye.
the one who got away.
The one who got away, but like not even at the time. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, like he's cute. Cool. Anyway, so then again, noticing that summer we kept running into each other
Wow.
because his parents' apartment looked into my parents' apartment windows. Like it's giving Taylor Swift, you belong with me. Like you never know the naked neighbor, like close your blinds. You don't know who's your neighbor in New York City. And that was just like a crazy, another invisible string, like location. Fast forward, but again, nothing happened, like hi in the streets, but nothing more. He would like be like, hi, I'm going to dinner with my grandma, but would love to get drinks with you after. I'm like, okay, plug for the grandma. You're
We know
showing
what
me
you're
your sweet
doing.
man. It's
Smart.
working.
Yeah.
It's working, but I can't go. Fast forward, the saga. Fast forward, and my sister is a freshman at Bucknell, and she texts me, excuse me, you know Will Sands? Like, he tells me that you won't go out with him.
Oh my.
And I'm like, yeah, like, I have another boyfriend, like not interested, like not my type. She's like, he is the nicest, sweetest, hottest senior guy. And I'm obsessed with him. And I'm not saying you should go out with him, but I'm obsessed with him. And I'm obsessed with my sister. I think she is God's greatest gift. I'm like obsessed with her. Like I'm like obsessed with her. She's like, Grace, relax. But I'm always like,
to have you as a big sister.
She's like my big sister.
I need to meet this.
But
like,
you
yeah.
need to meet her.
energy. Yeah.
Oh my God. My family dies for you.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding?
I love.
They call you LA Sammy and Austin Sammy.
Yeah.
Literally.
Hello, LA.
I love that.
LA and Austin. My dad will be like, how's Austin? That means you.
Yeah.
He's like, how's Austin doing today?
That's
Like,
so
she's great.
cute.
Oh my God. I also love, we have to plug the story of your dad before I get back to Will.
Oh
So
my God.
Grace was like officially on team calls before she signed her contract with Form. And Grace's
Crazy.
dad was basically like, what are you doing? So I sent her dad flowers and I said, I promise the contract's getting signed.
Oh my God.
It is so funny. I have a video of him opening it. It is so funny.
It's like, I promise. We did a
like,
gentleman
Grace,
handshake.
literally.
Us ladies.
He's like, Grace, is this for real? Like, I'm like, no, Dad, I'm an entrepreneur. I promise this is how business is conducted in wellness.
Yeah.
He's like, I really like this
Patience.
Austin girl. And then when you sent the flowers, my parents were like, what a class act.
Right.
They're like, you're going to the right team, Grace. She was raised right. She was raised right.
I just love them. I want to hang out.
They
with them all
love
the time.
Will. Oh my God.
So Will.
Okay.
At Bucknell.
So at Bucknell, my sister starts dating his other roommate's younger
Oh my
brother.
God.
They're still together today, 8 years later.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow, I love
So
this
another
story.
invisible string. They're like in my ear. Will Sands took me to see puppies today. Oh, did he? The senior boy took you to go see yellow labs. Does he knew you had one? That's cute. Or like, Will Sands is so nice. He's nice. He's letting me borrow his Jeep to go get groceries. I'm like, oh,
His
wow.
Jeep.
Yeah, his
This
Jeep.
is like, it's not like John Tucker Must Die, but like, who is that character? Like, Will Sands to me belongs
But
in a
John was
movie.
naughty.
I know. So like, who was the nice one?
Him.
Like, what's the opposite of John Tucker Must Die?
Like
When a
everyone.
date with Tad Hamilton. Like the
I'm trying
name
to
Will.
think.
Oh, you guys are not on your wrong.
Wait, guys, we're like, I'm trying to get on this wavelength. I'm like,
Okay, someone
What
in the
should we
Transform
flag?
community hit me with the rom-com equivalent of
wait, I
Will
need to
Sands.
think.
It's just the type of guy where like you call him by
Yeah.
his first and his last name, and he drives a Jeep, and he is a golden retriever.
Totally.
Mm.
And like kind of like the same thing where like he was not like, well, he is a main character. But at this point in time, he's not with the girl
Right.
at all.
Right.
The girl is not interested,
Yes.
but she's noticing.
Which I
She's noticing.
But she's noticing.
Yeah, we're at the point
Yes.
where like the hot cheerleader is finally noticing.
Oh my God, I get to be the cheerleader?
Yeah, you're the hot cheerleader.
Oh, guys.
You're definitely the hot
you're
cheerleader.
hired.
If you're anything, you're the hot cheerleader.
Shivers.
Okay, so the hot cheerleader has noticed Will Sands because Will
Yes.
Sands is going after her through said sister.
Yes.
Okay.
He calls it his first bounce.
Mhm.
His second bounce is when he saw my mom on the streets of New York, ran up to her. My mom was like, who is this kid? Like sprinting across the street, huffing and puffing, throws his hand out and is like, hi, Amy. Or, sorry, hi, Mrs. Freyre. I'm Will Sands. I'm friends with Grace and Paige. And my mom's like, oh, I know exactly who you are. And that's what he calls his second bounce. And that's when he knew
I mean,
I have a chance.
hand clap for I
Well,
He's like, I have a chance.
oh my God. Okay, so how do you get involved with that interaction?
So
He meets your
honestly,
mom.
my mom tells me, and she's like, guess who I saw today? And I'm like, Will Sands. And she's like, how did you know? And I'm like, I don't know, intuitive. And she's like, because you continue to notice.
Yeah.
And that was again like, oh my gosh, I do continue to notice this king. And then, but whatever,
Now he's
time's
king.
still going on. I'm like miserable, yada, yada, yada. And COVID hits.
Mm.
I move away from Dallas. This is when I'm in the time of changing my life. I felt really constructed. I felt like my wings were tied. I felt like I was not living an expansive life. And he Snapchatted me of all things and was in LA. And I remember like texting him and being like, hey, like you're in LA. What are you doing? And he's like, oh, I actually just moved here. And my heart, I have never felt a visceral reaction, a visceral feeling that before. My heart literally dropped and my thumbs were typing faster than my brain was even comprehending. And I was like, well, horrible timing because I'm moving back to New York City. I had no job in New York. It was COVID. I literally was like, wait, I had to say that because like I can't let this one go.
Yeah.
And that's when I always say my noticing went to seeing. And I had saw that like all those little interactions were me slowly falling in love with him. And I think it's just you have to listen to when the universe is putting people and things and opportunities in front of you. And it's like, why does that keep coming back? Like, why does it keep coming back? And what am I not taking from it? And I wasn't taking that this was literally the love of my life. And we went on one date and I literally went home and I said to my mom and my sister, like, I just went on my first date with my husband.
Oh my God,
Literally.
And I just love how he was like already so known in the family. Like it is so.
Oh my gosh, it was a family affair.
A family affair. I mean,
crazy.
when you're one of 6
Wow.
and your mom is who she is. I literally was here with my husband. Okay.
It was crazy.
Okay, wait. So does he leave LA?
Yes.
Like, I mean, we're just starting the final chapter. Give us the final chapter.
I know. So I'm literally like, oh my God, horrible timing. I'm moving back to New York City. And I remember and he was like, no way. Like, what are you doing? Da, da, da. And I was like, well, I don't have a job yet. And I still have a lease in Dallas, but I'm moving back. And I remember him being like, well, of course you're going to find an amazing job. And I felt, wow, like I hadn't had, and he said it in a more elaborate way, but I remember being like, wow, I've never had actually like a significant other make me feel so expansive. Where like, he was like, well, of course you're going to find an incredible job, which is hysterical because it was literally when everyone in tech was getting laid off left and right.
Right.
So I don't even know what it was, but I remember just this like confidence he put into me. And I remember being like, wow, this is like an incredible person that I feel so expansive and alive with. And a lot of what gave me the courage to do what I am doing now is because of Will. I learned this whole new way of living in such alignment and with such confidence. Like Will is so Will, and he's quirky and he's funny and he's so him. And it literally lights me up inside because he taught me how to really be that way. Yeah, he
We're just
did.
gonna cut this part for Will and send it his way. That's honestly so beautiful. And the fact that you guys get to be this one together is actual magic. And you can feel it again. It's like a feeling that you can't deny, and you can feel it with you two together. I know obviously you just married this King Will.
Yeah.
King Will.
And you came out with the bridal program, which is so incredible. We've been doing it, and literally how your arms stay up this entire time. It's actually insane. If you guys haven't done it, you need to tap in. But I feel like being a bride, there's so many emotions and things that come with that. And I think there's also a pressure of wanting to, of course, look and feel your best. And so with you coming out with this intention of creating this bridal program and marrying the love of your life and feeling your best on that day, what advice would you give these brides to be that are listening and are wanting to feel so good and look so good and just be their best on this special day that you did beautifully and like got to embody? Like, how would you give advice for girlies that are listening for their wedding day?
I love that. And it's really fun to like reflect on what just happened to at the wedding and the past 18 months of our engagement. But I would say the number one thing truly at a wedding that makes it so special is that everyone feeds off the bride's energy. So how you show up on that day is going to set the standard for how everybody shows up for you and for your husband and for your family and everything. And so I think just putting yourself in the best possible headspace and head state. And the thing is like, it is such a gift and it is such a privilege to be able to find your person, to marry somebody that you love and to have a wedding. And I think to be really rooted and grounded in that gratitude. And you can take that gratitude to yourself by saying like, I'm going to show myself gratitude and my self-love. And I'm going to carve out 30 minutes for myself, 14 days leading up to the wedding to have fun. And my movement is rooted in fun. Like we're going to burn and it's going to feel great with the arms up and you're going to be like, fun. Oh my God, my arms are burning. But it's rooted in like, we're just having fun and we're getting toned while doing it. Like, let's just enjoy it because life's too short not to. And this, I think, really carried me through my entire bridal era. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer the weekend that I got engaged. And that just kind of set the standard for me where I was like, this is such a privilege to be getting married. It is such a privilege to have the people you love around you for the season of life, and just to be rooted in that gratitude and in that love, because that is what it's about. I always say no one's going to care about your cocktail napkins. No one will remember that, but they will remember your face and the way that you just like lit up that dance floor when you got to just like be in the person you love's arms, or like hug your best friends, or grab the hands of your grandmother. Like those are the things and the feelings that people remember. And that's my advice. Don't take it too seriously. Life's meant to be enjoyed. And this season is meant to be so enjoyed. It's finite.
So I just want to take a deep breath on that, because I think that people lose the purpose of it all. I think it's so easy to get so swept away in the production that is the event of a wedding.
It is.
But when you strip that down, it's a real celebration of the unity of two people who are meant to be together, two families that get to become one. And I mean, just love in its rawest, purest form. And yeah, like I remember those exact feelings of overdoing the cocktail napkins. I mean, picking a fucking fork, for God's
Literally.
sake. Like, it was insane. It was
so
insane.
17 options, and they're like, well, this is the one. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, like everyone who is planning anything, but specifically a wedding, like get so grounded in your why and be able to come back to that why. And the fact that your mom, who is clearly your person, was diagnosed with breast cancer the weekend you got engaged. I mean, my heart is shattered, but also healed in knowing that she's in complete remission. And she's just such a light. And I'm just so grateful that she brought you, our light, into this world. How did you really nurture yourself during a really big chapter for you, but also such a scary time? Like, I can't even imagine what it felt like for you to hear those words and to understand the depths of what was your mom's health, while also at like one of the most exciting, intentional times of your life.
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's funny because you're the first person to really ask me that. I've asked myself that, but you're the first person to ask me that. So thank you. It's funny because I remember when my mom told me that she had cancer, it was the first time that I looked at her as not a superhuman. I think of my mom as like otherworldly. And if you have ever met Amy Freyre, like that is what she is. She is an angel. She has this aura about her. Like you look into her eyes and you want to confess everything you've ever felt to this woman. And it was the first time that I was like, you're a human being and I'm an adult. And this is like going to be a moment of role reversal where like I am now going to also step into the shoes with my siblings as we are now pouring love and taking care of you. When our entire life, again, my mom chose to be happy every single day. There were days where she was not happy. Like there were days when she was sick, but she chose to be happy and she always chose her family. And so we had never really been in that position of taking care of her. So that was kind of an interesting shift to be happening in life in general. That was actually the first time I ever realized like, oh, I'm an adult. Like I'm a little bit of that childhood magic kind of like went away, but I was also like not a child. But it's interesting how that happened. And I knew that this was something I really wanted to do with her, the entire wedding experience. And so she became my priority, my entire family's priority. And that's when I learned that, the wedding took a back seat. That was not my priority at the time. My priority was my family. And I wanted to wait until she was feeling better to get really into planning the wedding, into the depths of it. But that's when I also realized that the tiny little details don't matter. And that just set the stage for like the rest of being a bride. Like everyone would be like, you're the chillest bride. I'm like, that's because it doesn't matter. What matters is the love, and what matters is celebrating with people that you love. And so I kind of just carried that like initial like I'm not the priority energy through my wedding season, because I think it is a time when people very much get caught up in the me, do this for me, do that for me. And I think it's good to be like grounded and humbled into, this is about us. This is about you. This is about your partner. This is about your family. This is about your friends. Like, this is about love. And so I think it was just a reality for me. So like, you know, you just flow with it. You roll with the punches of life.
I feel like too, for you and Will, who we've spoken on so much of your guys' relationship, it's so powerful that you guys actually went through that together before you made the choice of even getting, I mean, obviously you made the choice of getting married, but to go through things that are that deep with family, to have a relationship that is so supportive, that is so there for you, that is ride or die through the real things. Like there's so much joys and amazingness in life, but to actually go through the hard stuff together and see how you can show up for each other in that. And for Will to show up for you, how you needed to show up for your family, and you have that support. Those moments are so important, especially stepping 100%. Into marriage. And I just give like so much love and light to you too for like truly just embodying the family comes first. We're getting married and this is our family too. And like, what does this mean? How do we show up?
It was amazing. And his family did that too. Like seeing how his mom and his sisters and his dad and his cousins and his grandmother also showed up for me and for my mom. Wow. It was like, oh, wow. Like, this is the union of two families. Totally. And like, this is a love that is so much greater than words can put into anything. And I think sometimes when you do go through a hard time, that's when like your love is, of course, like very real and very raw. Yeah. Because you're like, this is all the glamour of it is stripped down and life is really real. So you can see how people show up.
Yeah. I remember, again, I don't know the amount of quotes that live in my brain. Sam knows this, but like whoever said this thing to you, I'm not sure who it was. Metaphors. But I heard about marriage. It's not picking the person that's perfect for you. It's picking the person who's gonna support you through the inevitable death of family members, inevitable, hardships that life brings your way. And the way that you and Will were able to navigate that during such a time where most people are me. This is, like us on our stage for us to get married. But for you guys, it was, how are we hand in hand walking through the valleys, not just on the hills?
Totally. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I really love that.
I love you. I would love for us to tap into the magic that is you on Form now. And as Form's #1 customer, which I am, like, come for me on that anyone. I am Form's #1 customer. I love it. I do every workout. I live and breathe Form, obviously. Having you on Form just feels so right. It is so meant to be. And obviously we have the bridal program right now, but there is so much coming and so much of signature grace. Tell us what that looks like on Form and give us like the sneak peek trailer teaser that is what it feels like to get to move with you.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, is this where we're teasing my signature program?
This is when we leave the book stuff.
Oh my gosh. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, every single class that I create is rooted in joy. That is literally what I think of movement as. It's like not that we have to do this. It's that it's a privilege to do this. We get to do this. And so I truly want every single person to just have fun and show up for a way that feels really authentic and free and happy and just enjoy it. So that's, again, what it's all rooted in.
And you do that so well.
Thank you. I just love it. I just have so much fun.
I have so much fun. Because you have fun, we get to have fun.
It's the joy of my life.
It is.
It's the joy of my life.
The best. Like I am nonstop smiling, laughing, giggling in my garage alone, working out with you on my screen.
And like, Lord knows what I say in these things, you guys. I can't even watch them back. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to mute myself. But I just ad lib. It's a little snipping inside my brain. But the movement itself is basically a combination of just my favorite types of movement over the years. So I love a high rep. I love a lightweight workout. So we really try to get into what I call the shakes. We're getting to a place of muscle fatigue where we basically work the muscle out, those tiny little muscle groups, until they get to fatigue. That means really telling yourself, yes, I can keep these arms up. Yes, I can stay squatted lower. I can lift my heels a little bit higher. It's all of those tiny little corrections. So I'm very focused on positioning, form, and alignment in order to get to that muscle fatigue. So again, rooted in such fun, but also rooted in high rep, high volume, moving to the music, and having that really tight knit form, which I'm obsessed with.
Perfect.
You guys saw the last workout that it was like in the weekly schedule, I think a while back, but you can see Grace and I doing it together. Oh. My legs were literally shaking so much. And now I do that same workout to like show my legs, like, you're going to be okay. But like when she says like heels higher, I'm like, wow, the legs are shaking, but it's so much fun. You're like laughing through it. It brings you so much joy, but you are getting a workout. Like it is amazing. So I'm so excited.
The shakes are wild.
They're insane.
And it's the craziest thing. Again, I'm obsessed with form and positioning and alignment, but like you bring your heels up like 2 inches higher and you're like, oh my God, done. Timber, she's coming.
No, Timber.
She's coming.
Like we're going to.
She's here.
She's yelling Timber literally every time.
So what is your next form program?
It is my GFF signature sculpt, and I'm so excited to share it. It's going to be a lot of the shaky bar legs. It's going to be very rooted in bar and sculpts. And then, of course, I love to get a little rhythmic with it. So we moved to music in my class. So it's a lot of compound movements to music.
So excited.
Unreal. We're so excited.
All right. Well, we could go on for days with you, my girl. But truly, you being a part of the Form Fam is the greatest gift. Thank you for you. Thank you for your heart, your soul, your light, your shakes, your, intention of us getting our heels higher, our legs wobblier. And I mean, the fact that our arms are up for that long.
It's crazy.
It's insane. No, it is insane. You are everything and more. We are so fucking obsessed with you. If y'all are listening and have not done a Grace workout on Form yet, please go understand the gift that is Grace. There's a reason we are so in love with her, so honored to have you here, and just so excited for all that we get to do together.
I mean, I'm like, how can I hug you?
I know, I really want to go sit on your lap now.
I love you guys
Grace.
so much.
Thank you for coming on. We love you so much.
Are you kidding? Like, it is such a gift to love you. It really is. And thank you for bringing me on board and introducing me to your community and trusting me with your community. It just means the world. You are both so iconic on so many levels. And it's just such an honor to be able to be with you and to be able to move with Form. So I mean that from the depths of my soul. And I love you. And I can't believe that we get to do this together. It's like so literally fun. Working with your best friends. It's like, again, it's like, why life can be this good. And with you, it is this good. It really is.
Really
it really is.
We love you.
I love you.
Yay.